In this video, I want to show you how to create and edit an email message. So there are a few ways to do that. The first one is go inside your sequence, and under the email tab, email message, there will be an edit button. You can click this one and it will open a new window and it will bring up that message, the specific message, and you can edit the content for that message. Or you can hover your mouse to email and CRM, go to messages, manage messages. You'll be brought to the manage messages page where you can click the relevant email to edit the content. So for example, this is the welcome email. If I click this one, it's going to bring up exactly the same page as this one. Okay, or from this page you can also click and add a new message. Let's do that. Okay, so from here you can choose choose whether this is a sequence email, a broadcast email, or confirmation email. Okay, I'm going to touch upon this. Basically, sequence email is usually emails for use inside the sequences, like this one, where you have a predefined set of emails to go out to your contacts. We call that a sequence email. And broadcast email is a one-time email where you send to, it's like you have a new blog post, or you have a new announcement, or you have a new newsletter. You want to notify your contacts or subscribers, and you send out a one-time broadcast email. Confirmation email is an email where if you're using a two-step or double opt-in and you want your subscribers to confirm before they are added to your sequence, then you can choose this confirmation email and the content will change accordingly. You can of course add it to your heart's content for this one, for any of this. Okay, so I'm going to use a sequence email in this example. Okay, subject, let's say this is the welcome email, for example, welcome to the customer list. Message name, this is only for your own internal purpose, so what you enter here will show up over at the manage messages page that I showed you just now. Okay, so if you see the name and subject is the subject of the email. Name is name is whatever you enter over here for your own internal use only. You can make it the same, up to you. Okay, I'm going to change the template, select this one, and I'm going to you can drag and drop the elements. You can duplicate the element, and to edit, just need to click this one and edit the content inside the element. And for simplicity purposes, I'm going to delete this element. Okay, I'm going to choose this one. See, it says click to edit, just click, and I'm going to highlight everything, and I'm going to delete, and I'm going to type in my content here. Okay, this is, of course, this is the HTML content, and we have the plain text content. I'm going to which we are going to cover in a little bit. So right here you can use bold if you want, center align. You can also use the different options here. So for example, if you want to use bigger heading, no problem. And you have also some personalization, some placeholders or macros that you can use. So the most common one is let's say you want to address your contacts by their first name, and you would click here personalize and contact info first name, and the macro for your first name for your contacts would be inserted here. So for example, if you say hi, contact first name, so if John is receiving the email, it will say hi John. If Peter is receiving the email, hi Peter, and so on and so on. I'm not going to go over the all the personalization options. You can play around and take a look and see if which one you want to use. Same thing here for subject. You can also use personalization. Okay, and we have a few other options here, like the font you want to use. You can also drag and drop from the right column to here, or an image, even add a divider if you want. This one, just play around with the settings. I'm not going to go into all the details here. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to delete all this to make it simple for this example. Okay, plain text content. Do you want to auto-generate? If you leave it to yes, then it will generate a plain text version of this. If no, then you can edit the content for your plain text. Okay, I'm going to leave that as yes. And you can select a category to assign to this email message. This is just for tidying up purposes, to make your messages more manageable and more easily identified in the future. So when you start to create messages, for example, let's say if you have for 50, 100, a lot of messages inside your account, then it's going to get a little messy if you're not categorizing them by their category. So for example, this is the message for, let's say, for Blue Widget customers. I'm going to put in Blue Widget customers, click the plus, and it's going to be added. You can add in more categories here if you want. In this example, I'm just going to use one category. I click save message, and as you can see, welcome to the customer list has been added to the manage messages page. Categories is here. You can duplicate the email